Ever feel like you're stuck in a rut, running on a hamster wheel and getting nowhere? You set these huge, ambitious goals. Lose 30 pounds, write a book, start a business, and you start with a burst of energy. But after a few weeks, that motivation fizzles out, and you're right back where you started. It's frustrating, right? We've all been there. We're taught to dream big, but we're often not taught how to build the bridge to get there. What if I told you the secret to achieving those massive goals isn't a giant leap, but a tiny, almost unnoticeable step taken every single day? This is the power of 1% progress, and it's a concept that will completely change how you approach your life, your work, and your dreams. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll have a practical, stress-free roadmap to becoming the person you've always wanted to be. Let's talk about math for a second, but don't worry, it's simple and incredibly powerful. If you improve by just 1% every day for a year, you'll end up nearly 38 times better than when you started. That's not a typo. 38 times better. On the flip side, if you get 1% worse each day, you'll decline to almost zero. The difference in the beginning is tiny. After a day, or even a week, a 1% improvement is barely visible. This is why most people quit. They don't see immediate, dramatic results, so they assume it's not working. But this is where the magic of compounding comes in. Just like how interest in a savings account grows on itself, your efforts compound over time. Those tiny daily gains stack on top of each other, creating an upward curve that eventually becomes an explosion of growth. The key is to understand that the most powerful outcomes are delayed. It is not about the one workout that will make you fit or the one day of studying that will make you an expert. It's about the accumulation of hundreds of small, smart choices. Think about it this way. What's more effective? Going to the gym for an intense 7-hour session once a month, or doing a moderate 30-minute workout every single day? The answer is obvious. Consistency always beats intensity in the long run. Intensity leads to burnout, injury, and giving up. It's unsustainable. Consistency, on the other hand, builds a habit. It wires the behavior into your brain until it becomes automatic, like brushing your teeth. The goal isn't to be a hero for a day. It's to be consistent for a year. That daily 30-minute workout might not feel like much. You won't see a six-pack after one session, but after 365 sessions, you'll be a completely different person. The same logic applies to anything. Reading 10 pages a day, writing 100 words a day, meditating for 5 minutes a day. The action itself is small, almost trivial. But the consistent repetition is what forges the new you. It's about showing up, especially on the days you don't feel like it. Those are the days that count the most. One of the biggest traps we fall into is the pursuit of perfection. We tell ourselves, I'll start when I have the perfect plan, or I'll launch my project when it's flawless. This is just a fancy form of procrastination. Perfectionism paralyzes you. It creates a standard so high that you're too afraid to even start. The 1% mindset frees you from this trap. It champions progress over perfection. The goal for today isn't to be perfect. It's simply to be 1% better than you were yesterday. Did you write a paragraph that was slightly better than yesterday's? Win. Did you do one more push-up than last time? Win. Did you handle a stressful situation a little more calmly? That's a huge win. When you focus on progress, you give yourself permission to be human, to make mistakes, and to learn. Each attempt, even the messy ones, is a data point. It tells you what works and what doesn't. So instead of waiting for the perfect moment, just start. Make your first attempt messy. Get it done. Then, tomorrow, make it 1% better. And the day after that, another 1%. This iterative process is how all great things are built. So how do we actually apply this? Through the power of tiny habits. A tiny habit is a behavior that is so small, it's almost impossible not to do. If your goal is to read more, don't commit to reading a book a week. Start with reading 1 page a day. Just one. Anyone can read one page. If you want to start meditating, don't aim for 30 minutes. Start with 1 minute of focused breathing. The point is to make the barrier to entry ridiculously low. By doing this, you're not relying on motivation, which is fleeting. You're building a system. Once reading 1 page becomes automatic, you'll naturally start reading 2, then 5, then a whole chapter. The habit will grow on its own. The initial goal is not the outcome itself, but the act of building the habit of showing up. James Clear, in his book Atomic Habits, talks about this beautifully. He says you don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. Tiny habits are the foundation of a reliable system for success. A core principle of this philosophy is to stop comparing yourself to others and start competing only with yourself from yesterday. Social media makes this incredibly difficult. We see everyone's highlight reels and compare them to our own behind-the-scenes struggles. This is a recipe for misery. Your journey is unique. Your starting point, your challenges, and your pace are all your own. The only meaningful benchmark is your own progress. Ask yourself this every evening. Am I a little bit better today than I was yesterday? Maybe you learned something new. Maybe you were a bit kinder. Maybe you stuck to your new tiny habit. This internal competition is healthy and sustainable. It keeps you focused on what you can control, your own actions and your own attitude. It turns your personal growth journey from a source of anxiety into a source of quiet pride and fulfillment. Celebrate your small wins, track your progress. Look back every month and see how far you've come. You'll be amazed at the person you're becoming. This journey isn't a sprint, it's a marathon. And like any marathon, it requires discipline. Discipline isn't about punishment or forcing yourself to do things you hate. It's about choosing what you want most over what you want now. It's the bridge between your goals and their accomplishment. When your alarm goes off for that early morning workout, motivation might not be there. It's discipline that gets you out of bed. When you're tempted to scroll on your phone instead of reading that 1 page, it's discipline that makes you choose the book. Every time you make that disciplined choice, you're casting a vote for the future version of yourself. You're reinforcing your identity as someone who follows through. Discipline isn't something you're born with. It's a muscle you build. And you build it by practicing it, one tiny 1% decision at a time. It gets easier. The more you do it, the more disciplined you become, creating a positive feedback loop that accelerates your growth. Perhaps the hardest process is learning to trust it. We live in a world of instant gratification. We want results now. The 1% path is slow, especially at the beginning. It requires patience and faith. There will be days when you feel like you're making no progress at all. You'll look in the mirror and see the same person. You'll check your bank account and see the same numbers. This is what I call the plateau of latent potential. It's that period where your efforts are compounding beneath the surface, but the results haven't broken through yet. This is where most people quit. They mistake a lack of visible results for a lack of progress. But you have to trust the process. Trust that every small deposit you make into your personal growth account is earning interest. The bamboo tree spends its first 5 years growing an extensive root system underground, with nothing to show for it above the surface. Then, in just 6 weeks, it shoots up to 90 feet tall. Your growth works the same way. Don't rush it. Keep watering the seed. Keep showing up. Your breakthrough is coming, so let's bring it all together. The path to extraordinary results doesn't require extraordinary effort on any single day. It requires small, consistent, disciplined effort compounded over time. It's about aiming for just 1% improvement each day. It's about choosing progress over perfection and building tiny habits that are too small to fail. It is about competing only with the person you were yesterday and trusting the process even when the results aren't immediately visible. This isn't just a productivity hack. It's a calmer, more sustainable, and more fulfilling way to live. Forget the pressure of massive transformations. Just focus on today. What is one small thing you can do today to be 1% better? Can you drink one more glass of water? Go for a 5-minute walk? Write one sentence? Pick one thing, just one, and do it. Then do it again tomorrow. That is how you build a great life, not in a day, but day by day. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this has given you a new perspective on achieving your goals. If you found this helpful, please give this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more content on personal growth and intentional living. And I'd love to know, what is the 1% improvement you're going to commit to starting today? Let me know down in the comments. Let's support each other on this journey. Thanks again, and I'll see you in the next one.